let's get into the Housewives of Dubai season 2 episode. Well, season is the reunion part 1. So we ended up, this reunion was actually all over the place. So I'm gonna try to keep it. Hopefully this ain't gonna be that long. I pray the Lord it not. But let's get into it. So Andy ended up asking questions, asking them going around asking ladies how they doing and stuff like that. He ended up asking Stanberry, did you have a partial or a full facelift? She said I had a full. Everybody telling her she looked it good and stuff like that. I said she didn't need a facelift at all. She actually looked it good before, but to her, she been getting fillers since she was in her 20s, and she felt like her face was sagging, so she got to pull it back, and she looked refreshed. I said, okay. So we move on from there. We move on. He did a little bit. He asked Ayan and Lisa about their friendship. How is it since the reunion and stuff? Are y'all good or not? And come to find out they're not good. The friendship's still offshore. And Ayan feels like she missed being around the kids and stuff like that. And she missed picking up the kids from school and doing stuff with the kids. We found out that the kids haven't seen each other. Her son haven't seen Lisa's kids because they are very close and stuff, and they haven't seen each other since the finale that happened. I mean, that's very sad that the relationship between the kids are even gone because of this. But I say if you missed the kids, you would have picked up that phone, talked to your best friend, and fixed the situation. To me, you feel good. You felt you mad because you were lying and instigating everything else that you usually do. But doing that, he ended up moving on to he ended up asking Caroline and Ayan how their friendship ended up developing, how that happened. So come to find out, they ended up being stuck on a plane for 16 hours, and they were sitting by each other. So they ended up just, okay, we're gonna just figure this out. So come to find out that Caroline, actually, since she got to know Ayan, she ended up liking Ayan. She found out what the quirks about Ayan that really bugged her. So now she understands how to deal with it and stuff, and they're good. And so they end up asking Lisa about, the situation of the friendship and stuff like that. And Lisa said, I wasn't jealous. She said I was not jealous of her being friends with Lisa. Lisa said she wasn't jealous of her being friends with Caroline Stanberry at all. That wasn't even the issue. She said her problem, she said that was not the issue at all. So Caroline said, I thought you never liked me. Lisa said that wasn't true. The reason Lisa didn't like you is because of the reunion and the stuff that you said. That's why she didn't like you at that point. She ain't never had a problem with Caroline Stanberry at all. But you believe what you want to believe. So we move on from there. We move on to asking about Brooks. And it was something about Brooks. Hold up. So apparently Brooks tried to help Ayan and Lisa get back together, but it didn't work, and stuff like that. Ended up moving on to the next topic. We ended up finding out that moving to the next topic, we know that Ayan and Lisa ended up arguing over who was on Ozempic. Because Lisa said, you introduced me to Ozempic and stuff like that. And she showed the text messages and stuff, all that stuff on her social media. And I said, damn, she did. So, she did a big old scream and stuff like that. Ayan did. That's how you know Ayan is lying. And Lisa telling the truth. And stuff like that. We move on from there. We move on to, what else happened? Brooke, we'll get into, I know he talked to, Andy ended up talking to T. Lee, about her being on the show and stuff, getting good feedback, stuff like that. Um, her and her relationship with Caroline Brooks is astray. Uh, hold up, it was something. It was something about T. Lee. I can't remember. Oh yeah, T. Lee. So T. Lee pocketbook issue that came up in this and why Brooks was mad about this. Brooks said she was upset about it because that was her friend. She gonna ride for her friend, but she said she was a little taken back when her friend actually ended up flipping on her and becoming besties with Stanberry. She said it was kind of crazy, but Andy also asked Brooks, like, did you think she should be loyal to you since you got her on the show? She said no, she shouldn't be loyal, but she should have been at least been a friend and stuff. So her and Tilly did get into it. Tilly saying that she ain't never asked her to be on the. She ain't never beg nobody for Ish to be on the show 105 times. She never did none of that and stuff like that. Caroline Brooks was really not talkative like she usually is. And it was kind of weird. I went, girl, you do all this talking and stuff, and you not really bringing anything. I said, you trying to keep the check, not lose the check. And then we have another thing that went on during this. It was, I know Caroline Brooks ended up saying that, okay, Caroline Brooks also explained about the pocketbook, the T. Lee pocketbook thing that she tried to blame it all on did she try to blame it all on Caroline Stanberry? I think she did, if I remember right. I'm trying not to look at the notes. Try to stay focused. So I don't remember. I don't want to. This reunion was all over the place. It really was. We go to Andy. Ended up asking about Stanberry's okay, so the pocketbook thing, Stanberry did say that she's talked to Brooks about it, but she went that was it on the phone. She went it wasn't a big thing or whatever. But moving on from there, we move on to something else. This shit is weird. So Andy ended up moving on to Brooks drinking and asking is do they think she's an alcoholic. And you got Lisa over here saying, no, she's not an alcoholic. She just needed after one drink is enough for her and then she's good. She's not alcoholic. Caroline Stanberry said she don't believe she's an alcoholic. But she drinks a little bit too much. And to me, you're alcoholic because if you get drunk off of that first drink, girls, you're an alcoholic all the way. Lisa said she was a lightweight. I said she's not a lightweight. That's a heavy drinker. Tilly also said that she apologized for calling Brooks drunk and stuff. So Andy ended up moving on to asking a question to Lisa. It was Lisa about her telling her that she needed to calm down or something. I said, I don't remember what it was. I don't care. So Andy moved on to Brooks and her this healing journey. And Stanberry ended up giving her thoughts about the healing journey when she said she got a refund back from the healer. So come to find out, Brooks only went to the healer one time, so she went and got her money back because she only went one time and stuff. And this caused another question to come up where Andy went into went into Sainsbury's BFF. So him actually telling that Sainsbury that he paid Sainsbury bills, and Brooke ended up telling that a friend of hers was at a hotel where Sainsbury's best friend was, and he was drunk and he was spilling tea because he spilled tea on the show. The lady said when it was at his house for the party he threw since David's house was done. The house was getting ready to be done, and he's ready for them to go. So Sandberg said he'd be joking. It's just a joke. She said he don't pay my bills. Nobody pays my bills. I pay my own bills and stuff. And I'm like, if he paid your bills, he paid your bills. I said that's your friend. If he want to pay them, he can pay them. And stuff like that. So we move on from there. We move on to Andy asking about Caroline's bills, about Brooke's bills. So apparently, Sandberg ended up saying, Sandberg said, I believe she works, but she do got a lot of men that may be paying her bills. I said, bitch, she said it's what it is. So this when T Lee ended up putting her 2 cents in. She went, girl, you said something about it. You had a sugar daddy, girl. You told us about it in Dubai. She went, I ain't never slept with that sugar. It was Brooks. I ain't never slept with that sugar daddy. He was ugly. She went, he was just buying me stuff and paying my bills. So what's wrong with that? I said there ain't nothing wrong with it. I said that's how you supposed to do it. You supposed to flirt, chit chat, and get that money. You don't play around. You don't give up the nookie. You get that up when I said, please, you don't even give it up when you get married. Shit. You get that money. You make sure you got that will, that prenup, and that prenup. You try your best. So maybe you may have to give up the nook. Well, let's think about it. You may have to give up the nookie if you ain't got that good game, so that you don't have to get a prenup. So you get married, there's no prenup, then you may have to give up that good nookie. If you ain't got that type of game and he presents you with a prenup, then you gotta do what you gotta do. Make sure you get what you get in the prenup. But moving on from there. After that, we move on to Andy ended up getting into T. Lee and Brooks' friendship, showing the thing and stuff like that. And then he wanted to know he went into T. Lee getting good feedback and stuff like that from being on the show. She thanked the fans and all that good stuff. This is where her and Brooke ended up getting into it. She said that Brooke wanted her to come on the show and attack all the girls except Sarah, because she likes Sarah. And Sarah was the only one that she didn't want her to attack. And I said, oh, wow. I said, okay, I can see that. But I said, Brooks don't really need nobody to do that. She does that herself. I said, Sarah just in her good graces for right now. Next season, it may be different. But after that, Andy moved on to he moved on to the next question was T. Lee, when T. Lee ended up having that one-on-one with Caroline at Ion's Fashion Queen dinner she had for the ladies, and he talked about that. And T. Lee said she just wanted to have a conversation with Caroline Sandberry by herself to clear things up. And Brooke was saying, everybody at the table was asking questions like what's going on and stuff like that. So she said, I let you know what was going on in this and how I felt about the situation and stuff. And I'm like, okay, y'all. It's like Andy ended up asking her in that situation of that. Andy said, did you want her to be just a blinded friend? And she said, no, I didn't want her. I said, yes, you did. I said, you wanted Tilly to be a blinded friend towards you, and whatever you did, you want her to back you, like Sarah is doing all of a sudden. Because Sarah was cool with Sandberry, and now she not. She on the out. Stanberry can't stand that hell. For Stanberry waiting to take her down there. And we know Stanberry was good this season. She was pleasant. But next season, Sarah is on her on top of her list. Because she coming. She is coming. And they ended up getting into that. And we move on from that to I know that they ended up Tilly and Brooks ended up going back and forth for almost the whole entire end of the show, and this is when we found out that Tilly actually had an issue um with Caroline Brooks, saying, you know, you saying I begged and this and that to get on the show and stuff like that. But Brooks really wasn't saying anything about it. Brooks said, you did beg me to get on the show. You did. 100%. And stuff. Moving on from that, Andy ended up asking Sandberry. So Andy asked Sandberry about her dinner and how she felt about it. So which was did she have a problem with the sage and the +1 that Brooks brought? She said yes. She said I had a problem with it because she ain't the sage. She ain't that was trying to understand that. Brooks like, you know, I had it in the car and you know I just wanted to sage my friend's house. I said to me it's inappropriate to do that, but do what you want to do. Caroline said her biggest thing out of the two was the +1 because she said she had assigned numbers of she had assigned number. The guest list was this many people and the chef had enough for this many people. So she said I ended up having to figure something out with the +1. And you know, Caroline Brooks wasn't really sorry about none of that. She just said I just wanted to bring +1. I said this bitch is a mess. So after that, we move on to Andy ended up asking about this what Andy asked about Tilly's husband, that situation that happened at the dinner and stuff, and how did it how Brooke felt about it and whatever, her getting into it with Rafi. I think that's how you say his name. Rafi. I think that's how you say it. And whatever. Tilly ended up apologizing. She said sorry, you know, and whatever. And Tilly husband, they showed Tilly husband checking Brooke. And they, you know, Lisa and stuff, them, they going like, you know, that's wrong for a man to do that, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, I said, no, it's not. I said she went her happy drunk ass over to them where they was by themselves after y'all just got into it. And you walked your ass over there to continue drama. And you and Rafi got into it. Rafi told you you're wrong for what you just did. And I'm gonna have my wife back regardless. And that caused the whole you and him going at it. He said, I don't give a F about these cameras. F you. And he was walking out. And Tilly said, my man was walking out. He walked out. He ain't really doing it. He was defending me. And, you know, that caused commotion. Lisa trying to defend that and stuff like that, you know. And it's like, Tilly said, you didn't even see the shit. You didn't really see nothing, girl. So how you all of a sudden know what's going on? And, you know, as that's going on, it ended up ending, y'all. So this was the end of part 1 of Dubai reunion. It was all over the place. I said this reunion recap was all over the place. Because I said that's how this reunion was. I said I'm going to get into Andy in part 2. So, see y'all. Like, share, subscribe on all social medias, and subscribe to the my channel. And I get back at y'all. Bye, y'all.